What up, guys? This is for Hot Boy Twerk, and I'm a big fan of Cash Money. And you played a lot of part. I did one of your things on TikTok, and I want to say this: when you talk about watch what you see on social media, you got a lot of that going on. When that plays into doctors, and that plays into communities. But let me tell you, watch what you say on social media because a lot of people to mess your words up. But let me tell you that also plays in a society where we plays at where people are not being heard and they've been thinking they crazy because of what others are doing. And Dallas tried to stop my success with that. I'm going through something with the Justice Department where people was antagonizing the mindset. So what happened to me in 2019, I want to hot boy to him terrorism. You scare your little brother MO3, you dumb and retarded. So always have to keep your mind open. So people don't understand when you're watching the Holy Spirit, you got to be able to catch the jealousy and everything out. So I'm like, hold up, hot boy Turk is talking about this and he talking about the behavior in the community, and he talking about those things, but it's always one side. We have to watch out for the spirit. People with their gun, I have sight. And you know what I've been going to do? I've been doing on the civil rights thing. You know, if I see the Holy Spirit out of people, I acknowledge what I see out the Holy Spirit. And that jealousy, people ducking off in the backs and by your house and standing by your hotel and doing all that scoping scene. But and this is a good time conversation I brought to. Many people gonna say, um, oh, I never know that goes on in my community. You do know because you don't acknowledge it. You see it, but you choose not to acknowledge it and walk away. That's why some of the violence happens today in the community because people choose to acknowledge what people choose not to acknowledge what they see, and then they make up a lie and talk about I didn't know this was going on in my community. Yes, you did know, but you choose to walk away. You choose, I'm tripping. No, you ain't tripping. You choose to not do that. And that can be the biggest thing in the Holy Spirit where people choose. To win my battle with Walmart, I had to show them four different things. That's what's going on. I had to show them the place at McDonald's and then at the thing over there. Then I had to show them at Walmart, two or three Walmart about the spirit behavior to win my spiritual fight at Brown and Wendy. Jealousy was on the clock. I know something. One person tried to lie on me and get me in trouble. Her name Jessica. So to understand that, I'm saying about a dumpster at Walmart, and with me standing, I work in a deli, and she just saying, I'm gonna have to write somebody up for leaving a pallet out, and I'm just sitting up there thinking, I'm waiting till the trash compactor go. And me sitting up there thinking, I had to tell her, like, I didn't leave that pallet out. Because my co-workers always told me, say, Hubert, don't take nothing without action. You don't do nothing with him. So if I'm new in the deli, that can be the main thing. And she tried to lie on me for that. You know what I'm saying? So um, you know, employees can make you look bad. I had to deal with some at 2996 where Xavier tried to make me look bad when they're tagging them. They don't want us to defend ourselves. So they always, I just told Miss Crystal and the Justice Department my fight, and I just had this talk with her, and they're like they scared of us, but they're the one that's acting racist. So you said people twist your words. You know what I do for my words don't want to be twisted? I tag the Justice Department. For they can get the words, and I want hot boy too, for words don't want to be twisted where you can have a say where people can get the right information. Because if you spread gospel around, how can you understand it? People don't know. People, and all of this going on in Dallas and around the world, they don't know about their civil rights. Everybody always recording about fights and doing all of these things. but they don't know about their civil rights. They don't know if a local government, hospital discriminating, any one of those things that they can, what that is, that they can go on the Civil Rights Act. And police being violent, they're gonna ask you if this happened in the custody, if it's intimidation, if it's any one of those things on the Civil Rights Act. People started recording why you're not on your Civil Rights Act. You should have another phone by you and go on and talk about local government, public places, bank, hotel threats, all of that, local sheriffs, talking about agencies. If you get discriminating on hotels and houses and stuff, house discrimination, native, sex, color, race. It talks about all of those things and things. I'm talking to people from New York and Chicago on my other platform. I even seen you on UP Live. You know, I want Hot Boy Turk to know I seen you on UP Live a couple of times. And I have like 50 accounts on there. I'm everywhere talking to everybody. So I'm gonna be back on there. I seen you on those things, and we are disconnecting like we when I came back from Atlanta, I started connecting with people. You know what I'm saying? So those things had to come with great understanding. But when we talk about spiritual stuff and all of those things, that can be the most problematically why we got in the solar system. People trying to ruin me right now, but I know the music industry. I know the music industries, and I know what to do when other people behaving in the community. So it does not mean, at the end of the day, that don't mean I'm going to civil rights, and people think that's when you see other people behavior and things. One thing I know, I want to tell Hot Boy Turk. I know when me going on Governor Abbott's, we talking about disability. And they're talking about, Trader Truth have a disability, Fat Joe son have a disability, and me listening, me understanding Fat Joe's son and understanding the challenges that he have too. I had a great more understanding. This is powerful than me. This is big. I have to keep going by me seeing Fat Joe's son and and the way his story is, I have to keep fighting. And Fat Joe don't even know he wrote his eyes on me on Instagram. And I was like, hold up, I'm a fan anyway. I don't give a care anyway. So I had to realize something like it was year before last. So to hear Fat Joe's story, I know I had to keep fighting for something right. You know what I'm saying? And Trader True got a kid, and you got a lot of autistic kids. So I had to realize something. Then T-Bone, Mac 10 wife, she talked about a lot of stuff. Her kid, me understanding Bum B and how Bum B is fighting at the scholarship and fighting at colleges, and he trying to get his permanent pro. I seen Trader True talk about Black Lives Matters. I have something to fight for too when it comes to disability getting treated bad and these things. And I'm going through something where Social Security was tightened and breaking rules. One of the things that my government don't understand, and I try to get through the government, and I try to get through to them, that they want information, but they instead of hanging up in our face. And when they don't want to listen to us, we have to speak to a manager, and they hangs up. And that's one of the things I had to discuss with the Justice Department, and I had to discuss these things. In 2019, I'm calling the local government by my local office, and my call center treat me bad. And the guy told me to shut up. I'm trying to talk to somebody big in the government, and I'm not getting treated fair. So I had to go overboard. I had to schedule a meet with somebody in Washington and do these things, but I tag the Justice Department in my stuff. So to make sure no communication is not given and all of those things. But I had to understand the meaning of what the things that we are fighting for on those things. So I'm having one of those things, high boy Turk, where I'm fighting for something that's greater, and I'm trying to understand what I'm fighting for. I understand it. I understand it. But let me tell you something. When Atlanta needs some help, Atlanta call center needs some help, and Atlanta offices need some help where veterans are getting treated bad. And I'm in a state where Texas care about themselves and their tax dollars. So high boy, we gotta understand what we fighting for. I got a song by Andrew 3000, Little Wayne, 2 Chain. We fight for something, but we don't know what we fighting for. I know what I'm fighting for. People to, one thing, the harder thing about these businesses, the harder things about these businesses, um, where Senator Ted and other senators want to come up to me about rules, but businesses need to stick by rules and treat us fair. And I had this old guy at this gas station. He said something that he wasn't supposed to say. If it was anybody else, go ahead with that. God said, we ain't just anybody else here. We ain't just anybody else here. When y'all want to work at y'all job, one thing Governor Abbott said, every success for every person. So we have to understand those things and how the concept of it. We see a lady, after her civil suit in Dallas, she get $150. No, you ain't gonna play me like that. Texas better come right with my justice, man. We got a lot of bullshit going on, and all of these politics wanna save money and think what is fair, and we gonna tell them you better come at me right. That thing better stand for more than that. After all people been through, you give them 150. No, baby, you better give me all of me. They're gonna try to skip you and say you don't just nah, there's a lot been going on. So the thing is when people always want to record the police, go to civil rights. I've been telling everybody on my social media, stop doing that. And you go to civil rights when I was just on the other day when the police forced me across the street with intimidation. They wanted to stand their ground and they intimidated me. And look at the camera when they intimidating on the camera. These cops wanted to show that it is power. So when I went to the civil rights, I say forcing somebody across the street, standing your ground with intimidation, looking down on them on the camera. And I just saw a judge just rolling their eyes up a few minutes ago. And then in the courtroom rolling his eyes and talking about speaking on the law. I said, hold up. I see your spiritual facial expression. So we have to understand that your rights. When people, they call the police like 7 times. I told them I'm on my civil rights act. So it talks about street corners, everything. Everybody should not always have their phone out all the time, record. You have somebody on the civil right. Oh, I told them not to check this, and some of the police still want to go against it, and that's why they're going to lose every time. So when we dealing with that type of stuff, and one of the police just saw the other day. They saw the spiritual behavior at work. I see what you see, right? We see it, right? Jealousy in the spirit, right? And we can identify the spirit. How can we understand it, God said? So it's all about the spirit, man. But the way they did me in 2019, my mind gotta be open, and I have to observe what happened with the MO3 and the Yellow Breeze and people in Carrollton, Texas, and what they did. So I have to keep my eye open and notice things for what it is. So, we have to understand those things.
Hi, Sagittarius.
And they dumb self don't even know the DA was watching their dumb ass the whole time. They so damn stupid in that mall in Carrollton, Texas. And Trap Boy Freddy just dumb as a motherfucker. But the mayor dumbass is he more dumb than a dumb dumb. What happened in that mall with those tax dollars? Talking about his tax dollars and ignoring me twice and telling me I can't help you and laughing, telling me I just sued the Carrollton police and the Dallas police. Hey, the hot boy took they 5 blocks over. I'm going to Mirza's house. I had to tell my friend Ricky about this. Ricky, we sitting in the door, we waiting on Ricky to come on, right? And Mirza to come on. This was before me and Mirza got into argument. We waiting on Ricky to come Mirza to come home. And Ricky said, I think Mirza works for the no, this character, he's 5 blocks over. This nigga up there doing this. He's following me from when I'm going by my friend house in Addison. I'm leaving Addison, but I'm going to downtown care. This dumb nigga still following me. Look, you fight, and they always telling us to pay attention to the world. That dumb
You
dumb.
want clarity on
The
why
Carrollton, the Carrollton police not paying attention. And I'm like, look at this motherfucker. Look at this motherfucker. Look at this. He just doing this, and I'm going through Addison, going through Addison Circle, going through the little bridge thing, and this motherfucker still doing it. But the names, and they talking, but don't know what's being said. I know why I just sued the Dallas police and the Carrollton police for what they did. They sat out there and watched names being called and scoping like the dumbass motherfuckers they is. And then they tried to break the mindset in the courtroom. There's a dumb motherfucker, man. Hey, we got some dumb motherfuckers in Dallas, just literally. No, and when I come for my thing, and if I don't have, and I'm gonna tell them if it don't add up, like young Louis said, if it don't add up, it better add up. You hear me? Cause y'all got some racist shit going on. These judges got some racist shit going on. It better add up. I told the civil rights, it better add up. Because you don't want to pay, and you're gonna lose money. I already know what's going on with this racist shit. So I see you, and it's a lot going on. But the thing is, with that, people got their own access of it. You know what I'm saying? So sorry for the cousin hot boy tour. And people gotta see other people behavior. And it can't just be one side. And people try to take your job. Yeah, they try to take it, but they can't take it. And you know the business. So we have to understand it. If you know the industry, you know the system, how can they ruin you? So we have to deal with a whole lot of stuff. Let me tell you something, and God wants you to know something. People don't know what was said in that call when they found out Yellow Breeze and them been lying. And they know they've been lying, and the mayor's been lying. They was gonna lose millions if I would have carried out that suit behind Yellow Breezy and Trap Boy Freddie and them and Dallas Mayor lie. And they just trying. Oh, and they know that I. Let me tell you something. I was before I was in courtroom, Hot Boy Turk, and I messaged the Attorney General and the Justice Department and the consumer, and I told them about things what the mayor was doing, right? And before I can even get a courtroom paper to the DEA, to the judge, right? The DEA was already looking at me, and the facial expression was already going. They was going to lose money. They had an IPS worker try to bribe me and trick me because they was going to lose a lot of money behind that dumb nigga mayor and Yellow Breeze and Trap Boy Freddie and them. And they city with racism. Yet they don't know what's going on. But let me tell you something. And like I told Governor Abbott, because Governor Abbott walked around here smiling and looking all dumb and stuff with the rest of Houston. But he don't know that Trump got my accounts, that I've been talking to people. Trump was already watching me. And at the state of Texas, when the check would, he haven't been talking to Trump and them like they supposed to be talking to. Because they dumb self wouldn't have did what they did. See, that's the difference. That Governor Abbott looking stupid right now. They looking stupid. They really look like a dummy right now. The Governor Abbott think he's so smart. But what was in that car, that mall? Oh, help us find, offer my friend a piece. And you still tried to do after all of that. They lose at the end. They lose at the end. Governor Abbott ain't winning. He's losing. We see the spiritual of the frustration, of the mindset. God said, can you catch them? How about the thing is, can a 9/11 been stopped? They say they don't know if it could. Yes, it could. If we watch out for the spirit behavior and sing something right. You know, Ice Cube said something. If we just mind our own business, no. If you catch on everybody's stuff, they don't want us to have the love of God. They don't want us to have that love for God. They don't want us to know God. They want us to not to have love for each other and not watch out for each other. Yeah, 9/11 could have been avoided. And other things were said. They already know they didn't have nothing. But I gave them all the time in the world. They already know they didn't have nothing with this stupidity. And then Trap Boy Freddie coming up with more lies. Boy, that boy is sad. They sad, but the racism tried to play with my mindset. And I just kind of sued the Justice Department. They waiting and they being a dummy. You can't wait for the enemy. Now Yellow Breezy, little lying ass telling me, hold up. If you can't take no, that's on me, baby. That's on me, baby. I ain't taking no loss. But God said that's on me. Give me mines for the terrorism and lies that you call fights was breaking that out of my hotel. And they know this. But it was more about their people and their tax dollars. But they the hypocrites in this city, in this state. I'll see you later.